What?
Yeah. Yeah.
The fall of the Roman Empire was a devastating crash for the society of the Romans.
Brutus. You know Brutus, right?
Brutus was stabbed in the back, just how we've been stabbed in the back by Crims.
Yeah.
We don't get intimidated. We intimidate them, not the other way around. They want to mess with us, they're gonna get this. A fucking SWAT team on their ass.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper.
Who the fuck is Daniels?
So when do we give up on the meeting?
I'll probably call
We just
it.
all go to Up and Adam and just get food. There he is.
There he is.
I was actually awake for the last few minutes, but I was thinking about a dog that won't cooperate.
I literally know the same feeling.
There's
The dog
Daniels.
That is in me is chewing on my foot.
Now we're just waiting on Jack.
I mean, it kind of feels like Jack likes to keep everyone waiting with anticipation.
Yeah.
How about we make a wager?
What's the wager?
I say the captain doesn't show up at all. That's what I say.
What you betting on that?
I would bet.
I
don't know how
bet
much
Core's
money yet,
paychecks.
but I will bet all of the money that I have in the bank.
I bet
Man,
all
I-
the money Core
I'll
has in
throw
the bank.
500 on it.
I could see he not showing up because we did stay up till like 3 a.m. last night.
Yeah, but he said he was gonna come.
Sleep is just a metaphor made by the government, which is weak.
Why did y'all go
That's
to
why
bed
you
so
drink.
late, partner?
We were chasing criminals and
We're
writing
hanging out and
warrants.
stuff. Well, this was after you went to sleep, Townley.
So I assume you didn't get any arrests.
There was a lot of stuff that went on. We didn't get any arrests, but I managed to negotiate the safety of 2 officers. So
Yeah, but we should have never had 2 officers.
hostage
Anyways,
to
I'll
begin
wait,
with.
I'll wait.
Yeah,
If
that's
one
a
of
That should have
problem.
never happened. That
Was
should
it
never happen.
dollars on a crane?
But yeah.
I don't know why
Alright.
We'll
Pecan
talk
thought
about
he
that.
could just walk up there and I could take an hostage, but he did.
So to pass the time, Core has agreed to show us his talent. Show us your talent.
Partner,
Or-
I have no talent.
You have a
I'll be
talent.
honest. I'm
The
tell me
department
earlier you could play
interdepartmental
defense?
talent show has begun.
I mean, am I not just the talent? Like, look at me.
You're definitely in first place right now.
Well, I mean, there was a video I was wanting to show, but I was hoping like there would have been more y'all here because I thought a lot of the PD would have enjoyed it.
All right.
Does this thing even take videos?
PD cake, but I'm expecting more people to be here, so feel free to take some home.
Does this thing even take video? Hey, you brought a cake.
Yeah, I expected more people to be here, so we're probably gonna have to take some home.
Okay.
My fridge is full.
Oh, it doesn't take video? Well, would have been nice.
Hey, Chief. Yeah. Just heads up, you know,
Oh.
after the meeting or whatever.
Okay.
Dude, I
There
You
you
make,
Nom,
you
nom, nom,
make,
nom.
you make this yourself? You know?
Nom 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 nom.
I had something, boy soaked up in the back.
Did you put sprunk in it? It tastes like sprunk.
It does. I was about to say it does.
It
taste
It
like there's a
may
little
be
bit
the
of sprunk in
first sprunk cake.
it. Oh.
They're gonna start selling sprunk cakes now.
How is it not green though? If it's made of sprunk.
Ignore that.
You're
It's
pissing
actually
to
our
make a
new.
scene, Rugano. You're pissing and making a scene. Stop it.
It's actually white sprunk. Gatorade has like white Gatorade, like Frost. It's Frost sprunk.
Okay, okay. I thought there was only one
then
flavor of
Amber
sprunk. Do they have like Sprunk Plus, like an energy drink.
It's called
They have
junk.
They have
Junk.
Sprunk Light.
Sprunk Light,
Yeah,
Diet
he
Sprunk,
tried giving me junk the other day.
Diet Sprunk.
He tried
No, we
giving you
weren't
his
talking
junk the
about
other
you,
day.
Tommy.
Yeah, and then I passed it off to a cadet.
Oh.
We'll
Well,
get serious in like 3 minutes. Tell
What?
me, do you want to like head this meeting since you were the one pushing for it, or do you want me to do it?
There you go. I said it there.
We could tag team. How about we do that?
All right. I'll take the end.
Okay.
Take the front
So when do you want to start now, or do you want to wait a little bit?
in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yo, who put fucking ready or not on the poster board?
Fuck.
Is that the game you played when you were a kid?
As a kid?
Like, ready or not, here I come or something.
That
No,
that
that wasn't
was
a game when I
that
was a
was
kid.
me, Daniels, and Red and Can last night.
It was Ready or Not, basically like a SWAT.
Oh.
Pretty fun video game.
All right, everyone, speak up. Put your loudest voice on. Give it another minute, so 6:10, and we'll start, or 6:10. These bitches, man.
Jesus.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I didn't hear anything.
The beautiful lullabies of Los Santos.
It's car boosting.
oh. Wait, y'all have that
Parking-
right next to you?
Parking lot right next to our station.
Oh yeah.
They can probably hear us
That's
talking.
nice.
I hear the
Especially when we
screams
have
of
our
innocent.
loudest voices on. Maybe we shouldn't have our loudest voices on.
It's no, I'm just kidding. But it is very close. They couldn't hear us from here, but
Oh, it's literally behind the station.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Well, it's 6:10. I'm kind of a little disappointed at the turnout, but I appreciate everyone being here. How are we all feeling?
Oh, after last night, not very good, but I mean, at least we all got back safe.
Let's talk about that. So, let's go one by one for everyone that was here last night, and
I'll
say,
start.
and we want to say one or two things we did wrong, how we can improve, and one or two things that we did right. All right. We'll start with Mr. Billy over here.
All right.
Go ahead.
Billy,
Sorry, just 1 second. Get my notes here.
Yeah.
he was prepared.
That would be first. Okay, we'll come back to that though. I got a couple more
We
things.
didn't hear nothing you said.
Yeah, I didn't hear literally anything.
Still can't hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Sorry, I think it was on that whisper. That sucks. I have to repeat myself. I'm so
No,
sorry.
you weren't talking. I was watching your mouth.
Okay. So yesterday, we had that situation. What led up to us having to protect the asset in the hospital, and what happened around the hospital prior to us having to protect that asset, and why was that asset in the hospital? And there was nothing in the report that mentioned anything other than the hostage situation that happened after the fact. So that's number one.
Is that what you said went wrong?
No, I'm asking.
Oh.
asking.
Okay,
I'm asking,
so
but hold up. Let me.
Okay,
can
okay.
I just
Yeah,
finish,
yeah.
Sergeant?
yeah.
Because we can just.
We can't hear you again.
You can't hear me.
No.
Now we can.
Now we can.
Okay, so next thing. Okay, back to the situation. Thought we did a good job. I'm just gonna take it through step by step. Here's what I thought we did a really good job on securing the hospital. I don't know why we were securing the hospital, as I said, but I think we did a good job there. I think we worked as a team. We all stayed close. We all had at least eye contact or radio contact, and the situation pretty much was tested with some people trying to enter, at which time the next situation started from protecting the asset in the hospital, changing to the hostage situation. I thought we did good up to that point.
Sorry.
After that, we had one of the suspects climb the tower, and then we had an officer, not sure why, captain, climb up after him. I'm not sure how that happened. That shouldn't have happened, number one. Because there's no reason, there's nowhere you can go. And we know that they're going to have other people around to support that operation. So I think we could have handled that better. Then I think the third thing is that after that situation started to develop and you were negotiating, which I thought was great. I loved your negotiations. All that was actually, I learned a lot from that. So thank you, Sergeant. I thought that was handled well. But then Daniel's, I'm not sure exactly what happened because we were on 3 different radio channels for different things, which we can come back to in a second. But Daniel's got taken somehow, and I'm not sure how that happened. So I think we probably should have not had any officers traveling alone, or not buddied up with another officer if possible. And that wasn't possible. We all should have just stayed together in the same general area because we know they have accomplices in the area. So other than that, I think the fact that we were on 3 different radio channels, EMS is on channel 3, we're on channel 1, and then the hostage negotiations moved to channel 16. There was a break in communications. Things were scattered. I was listening to multiple different things and still trying to keep EMS in the loop on what was going on. Started trying to set up roadblocks, trying to set up spike strips, going back. So there was a lot going on while we had 2 officers captured. So I think we should have never had 2 officers held hostage. And I think we probably could have handled communications and probably understanding why we were actually holding that asset. It would be nice to. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. I can answer before we go to Parker. I can answer one of the 2 of those because if we go further, I'm gonna forget what you said. But anyway, the asset I believe was being protected. I believe Captain and EMS were talking with each other, and EMS, due to the violent situations that were occurring previous with the deceased officer. I believe EMS wanted to make sure that we had nobody that was unnecessarily in there. I believe the asset actually was taken hostage from the hospital, and there was some self-defense action. So there was basically a shootout at the hospital.
Okay, so sorry. there should never be that. I believe that's one of our city's green zones, right? That's like a severe issue, right?
That is
Hostage at the
correct.
hospital.
That is
Okay.
correct.
Okay. And how is that being resolved?
Um, we're gonna look into it. But I'm just saying, basically, the reason we were taking the hospital assets serious was for that hostage situation. At that time,
Okay.
we were trying to control the situation and make sure things did not get worse. The reason we were on multiple channels afterward, I believe Jack, the captain, he went up, claimed that he could take care of it. He got up there, and he claimed that they did some acrobatic type stuff and were able to get him into a hostage situation. At which point, he was talking to us while also talking to the suspect, so we could hear exactly what he was saying to the suspect, which kind of got a little messy. So we decided to all switch to channel 3 with EMS, because EMS was helping us since it was literally right across from the hospital.
It was channel 16.
Yeah, but the best before 16. And then the eventually they were asking for some unreasonable things, and Jack asked me to take over negotiations. Oh shit.
That is
Okay.
that is tough.
Well,
Oh my god.
So-
Oh my god.
When Jack asked me to take over negotiations, I asked if there was a way I could get in contact with our suspects. And
you're talking to yourself. He was the one who asked. Hold on.
I hear it.
Uh,
I hear it. I hear it.
yeah. So
I'm sorry, Chief.
so when we
I'm good.
when Jack handed over negotiations to me, we needed a direct line to the hostages because they were on top of a crane. We also needed a direct line to the suspects that were also on top. So in order to get in contact with them, we moved to a radio channel for negotiations. It's basically the breakdown of why we went from channel 1 to channel 3 and then to channel 16.
Pause.
Correct. But
Pause. So
Yes, sir.
Pecan went up on the roof after the suspect and got held as a hostage.
So I can give a short
Ah,
breakdown.
It's a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know. You don't have to go any further.
All right, Daniels, what do you have? Two things we did wrong, two things we did right, or two things we did wrong, how you think we can improve, and two things we did right.
Daniels, I'm sorry. One last thing, just to finalize on that, if I could. Just
Are y'all
one
speaking
sentence.
loud? I can barely hear you.
Yeah.
I just have one sentence.
Okay.
If I can.
Yeah, there
do
you
that
go.
Before you move on. Okay, so basically, yeah, the communications were really scattered. That puts us in like a bit bad situation. So we have to kind of maybe I'm thinking, in my opinion, we need to negotiate a little better because we can't have like the hostages or the people that are holding our hostages listening to communications if the rest of us are trying to strategize and figure out how to solve the next problem if something happens other than what we think is going to happen. So I kind of feel like we're trying to talk to EMS, we're trying to talk to other officers. Obviously, it was just me and you, but I needed a direct line to you without them being able to hear that, and I didn't have that, and that was an issue for me.
Okay. So
Okay, I'm done.
before we move on, well, we can talk
God.
about this in the future, but one thing that I've learned in a previous city that I've been a part of is we have 3 roles for anything that is involving a robbery, a chase, anything. Your primary, your secondary, and your tertiary, but I say that weird. Anyway, the primary's role
That was
is going to be scene
I
control.
feel like there's he misses the H, like tertiary.
Yeah. So we
He
have
makes it sound like turd cheery, you know?
I'll be right back. I gotta let Cora in.
we have primary, which is scene control and negotiations. We have secondary, who should also be on near the person doing the negotiations and scene control. Secondary's role is to give clear and concise comms and communication to the other officers and help direct them to where they go and where primary wants them to go. And then the third person on scene is to be the backup and the support for those two roles. So if we have a robbery, the primary should be at the door, secondary should be nearby to the door, relaying the demands and the comms to the rest of the officers, and then the rest of the officers support and kind of do road closures and stuff. I feel like that's the best way to do things, because that leaves primary the ability to do the best job he can talking with the suspects, while secondary knows exactly what's going on, what's happening, and can give clear and concise comms on a separate radio or a a way that the hostages and suspects cannot hear.
Well, that would have worked if we would have actually done that, but we didn't do that. So yeah, I agree with you. That's
yeah,
great.
it got a
Sounds
little
awesome.
messy, I will admit. Parker, if you want to come up and say your 2 things we did wrong, what we can do better, and 2 things we did right, that'd be great.
Basically, I feel like comms were all over the place. Uh, I had a hard time keeping up with everything, and we actually swapped channels more than the 3 times. We had 1, 2, 3, and 16.
Oh yeah, that is also true. Yep.
And I got to a point where I was on 1 and 3 and even 911 trying to get officers to respond because I was on my own on scene while Pecan was on the crane, and I had vehicles circling me, and I got 0 responses because nobody ever mentioned that we were switching radios.
And I think those bleed in together. Yeah, that's.
You
kinda-
guys
I
should
think
start
that's what
using
happened.
the chat in the MDT to communicate stuff like that.
That's a good point. We can make use of that, boys.
The other thing, I feel like we shouldn't have held down as much of that scene as we did because it spread us way too thin. We tried holding down 4 separate roads, one of which was like 6 lanes, and I think that spread us way too thin and is what led to me getting captured because the individual who captured me came up from behind me on the street that was
Yeah.
unguarded, basically. It just had a vehicle at it, and that was it. And it was the
Okay.
one directly next to the crane.
Yeah, so those blend together, kind of. Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
yep.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Seems like that's exactly.
The good thing I will say though is the scene control we had beforehand, before all that at the hospital, that was damn good, and I was proud to be part of that.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise. We did well.
Is that all you have?
MDT
Yeah.
chat.
Yes, the MDT chat. There's a if you go to the
Dispatch, okay,
dashboard,
I
it's the
see it,
dispatch.
Got you. That's
Okay.
great, okay.
So now it's my turn. 2 things we did wrong, how we can improve, and 2 things we did right. I'm gonna start with the things we did right because I want to start off on a positive note. That scene control at the hospital was A+++. Very, very good. I'm proud of everyone that participated in that. That's the type of scene control I'd like to see for a majority of our scenes. Another thing that we did right, I'm going to mention the hostage negotiations part. The hostage negotiations that we did with them on Radio Channel 16 went really, really well. The things that I think that we had issues with that I'm gonna mention after I'm done my part is the comms. The comms were very, after that original scene, was very frantic and all over the place. And during scenes where we have a lot of frantic and craziness going on, those are the scenes that we are supposed to be really, really good at. We're supposed to be good at scene control and making sure that we get things done in a well-oiled machine fashion. And that did not happen. Another thing that I'm going to mention, and this is I recommend for everybody, if we have a suspect go up somewhere where there's literally no way for them to get out and they're in a place where they have a tactical advantage on us, do not follow them up there. Just surround the area, get in contact with them, and try to get them out safely with no one injured. We told Jack not to climb up there. He claimed that he had it. He was confident he could do it, and he got taken hostage.
Yeah, it's just a rookie. That's a rookie move.
Yeah, so
Hiding behind
I
someone on the
disagree
ladder.
where y'all are coming from on you shouldn't climb the ladder. I think it's a good idea too, but you should not go all the way up
Yeah, that's what he
because it's
did.
very easy for someone to take advantage of you. If you're like going up there to provide intel, like to send back over the radio, that's different. Don't climb all the way up because you can
Well,
get
that's what I
kicked off,
mean.
stabbed,
Yeah.
That's
carried,
What
and
I'm saying
thrown
is
off.
following him all the way up. Yeah.
That's what we meant.
And you know, you said that there's no way to go, but you could just go back down if things do get hasty without climbing all the way back
Yeah,
up. So
but that's
Yeah.
what I
you know,
meant. The only option.
that was a bad idea from Pecan, and I'll talk to him about that and see what his reasoning was, and we'll go from there.
Yep. I have a third thing as well. And this, I'm going to be quite frank, in my opinion, is what caused the breakdown of comms to begin with. We were originally on channel 1. Jack asked us to move to channel 2. And then he started, while negotiating, he was like screaming and pleading for his life over radio. So it was hard to hear. So we went to channel 3 with EMS to get EMS to assist us in helping getting some
All
scene
right,
control
someone needs
stuff.
medical.
Yeah.
At a parking garage.
Someone want to let Core out and we can
Might want to
I
have
got
an
it.
officer
There's
go
a shotgun.
I'll wait for them
Yeah,
to get back.
Two of us will go. I'll go with him.
We want to wait for
I
them to get
wasn't
back.
there at any of those scenes, so I can't help you.
Yeah, we'll wait for them to get back.
Billy, can you come with me?
Yeah, he can come with you. Well, I'll send him out. Billy, go help Conway.
Okay.
Do you want us to wait for you guys to get back to continue?
No, you're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this to you two, and then I'll say it when they get back as well. So I'll say it twice. If you are a hostage, ever, and you are on radio comms, you are not to be negotiating on your own behalf, and you also should not be screaming for your life over our comms. That causes a breakdown of comms, and so we have to go and then find a channel where you're not screaming so that we can actually hear each other. Another thing with that is if we move to another channel, we should all be moving together. And that's another thing with this channel 16 is we should have had one officer negotiating down on the ground, another officer relaying that information to the other people on channel 2 or 3, whatever one we were on at the time. I don't want to ever hear you yelling or trying to negotiate on your own behalf on a radio channel that we're trying to control a scene on. Some things that I think we could work on is definitely that comms are a big one. The other thing I think we could work on is not spreading ourselves too thin and also having some better scene control. Otherwise, I think we did a superb job up until the craziness that was the hostage officers. Now, that situation, I don't really have much more to say. I'll say it again when those other people get in here. But while we're waiting for them to get back, Regano, I want you to pick a situation that happened recently that you were a part of. Give me 2 things that you think went really well, 2 things that you think we didn't do such a good job on, and how we can improve.
I mean, I'll be honest. The scenes I've been in lately have been kind of not not really hectic. So till last night, I think everything was just normally like traffic stops. Everything went fine there. The docks, I'll be honest, I can't think of one good thing to say about any of our dock scenes. They always kind of go bad and bad hard. I mean, I guess last time we were at the docks, we handled it well. We had Air One there, but we didn't get anything.
All right, hold it for 1 minute. Are you guys good over there? Do you need assistance? Let's go check on these guys. There's shots where they're at. Conway, Billy, you good? They may be coming back up, actually. Oh, that's you guys. Never mind.
Conway and Billy are
Radio check.
Good check. What did you say about Conway and Billy, Parker?
both of them are off radio. ET.
We're back on radio. We had to hop on the EMS's radio. We have one local down. It's code 4. We're about
Alright,
to come
everyone
back.
back to the meeting room then. Hey, Regano. What?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you remember what I said that I was gonna say again?
You're talking to a guy with terrible memory, so
Come up here. I can't hear you. I was talking about
You're talking about to a guy whose memory sucks today, so I don't really know.
what? Oh, I remembered. I remembered. I'm gonna wait for Billy and then I'll repeat what I said. Alright. So, when you guys left, where did I leave off at? You were saying, I was saying my stuff, right?
You said we did a great job on the negotiations on Channel 16.
Yeah. So we did a great job with negotiations. We did a great job at that hospital. I feel like comms and scene control for the second situation would have been better. But the one thing I want to repeat to all of you, and I believe, in my opinion, is the reason that these comms broke down, is when we were originally instructed to switch to Channel 2 by Jack, he was negotiating on his own behalf, along with screaming and pleading for his life while on the radio, which caused us to not be able to hear each other, which led us to decide to switch to Channel 3, and then later switching to 16 so that we could negotiate on his behalf. When you are in a hostage situation, I don't want to see any one of you negotiating on your own behalf. You can plead for your life and stuff like that, not over radio, please, but you can talk to them, but you should have an outside third-party negotiator trying to negotiate for you. That if you're just negotiating for yourself and also screaming over radio, you're going to mess up everyone that's on the outside from knowing what's going on. You're going to cause it to get hectic. Again, I'm going to mention, oh my God.
The heck?
I'm going to mention primary, secondary, and tertiary. It's basically
Sorry, man.
primary should be the
Sorry.
one negotiating and giving instructions out to officers. But those instructions and those comms for what officers should be doing and what the suspects want should also be heard and relayed by secondary to the third unit on scene, and from there it goes all the way around to all the other officers supporting. You definitely want to have these 3 roles. That way there's clear and concise communication between the suspect and the officers to the supporting officers. I asked Regano this while we were gone, or you were gone, what he thinks we could improve on. He mentioned that all the incidents that he's been a part of generally weren't that big. They were like traffic stops, and he thought they went generally pretty well. But the one thing he brought up was these Merryweather robberies down at the dock. Every boat situation we've been at down there has turned into multiple downed officers, shootouts, or have not ended in our favor. This may be a little bit of a different opinion than most people, but if you're outnumbered or you are not able to, keep on them, one thing that I generally used to do is if you know that you can't get in there safely or you can't do things safely, don't be afraid to just surround the area, and when it's clear and no one's there, you go in, you clear the area, make sure there's no one there, and collect evidence, because you can always collect evidence and write a warrant or a bolo later, and we catch them when it's more tactically beneficial for us. I'm gonna now move on to Conway, if he wants to share a situation he's been a part of, 2 things that he thinks went wrong and 2 things that went right, along with what we can do to improve. I'd like to hear what he has to say.
I'm pretty animate on like bringing things up in the moment. I noticed something. Like recently, some stuff I've talked about. If we're all like chasing somebody, let's not all be on foot. Somebody notice that we're all on foot and try to get in your car and be mobile. That way we can block off somebody. If somebody tells you to, if somebody's obviously being hostile and you fear for your life, I don't want you guys to be scared to give somebody demands. Pull out your, if necessary, you have to pull out your lethal. You guys, if you have backup, don't be scared to. If I tell you to give somebody demands, it's for a good reason, so listen to me. And demands are, get down on your knees, you're under arrest. Something along those lines. Gore's calling me, hold on. I think he's back. Yo. I'm talking at the meeting. You coming back? Okay. Okay. Hold on a sec.
Man, I need to move this chair.
The guy who had. So, what initially happened, and I don't know if you want them in there or not, but it was just I had ran in because apparently it was a group text worker. He had gone in for one of his deliveries. Then one of the locals just randomly like attacked him out of nowhere.
It's okay. Right now, we weren't even gonna respond to calls, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. That
As
well,
long
I had
as it's
originally
okay.
I had signed out, but y'all asked me to go.
Well, thank you for going.
No
You
problem.
should be signed on right now. You can't wait, no, because people can't check in, right?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, they can. They can take a local hospital if
Yeah,
necessary.
but
So
that's only if they're knocked out for like 5 minutes, and I'm not gonna
fuck
make them
that. Let
wait
them
if
wait.
they.
Make them wait. Get paid. You deserve it.
I
This is
got
work.
I got enough saved up. It's fine.
All right. So,
Oh, wait. And then some good stuff that I've noticed recently. Um, People have been making an effort to be active and show face a lot. And you guys are really proving to me how you're not letting um, a lot of negative things and a lot of people that are constantly being aggressive to you knock you down. You guys are staying persistent. I very much so admire that. I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen a lot of teams come and go, but you guys are sticking around for a decent amount of time. So I hope you stay to stick around, and thank you for voicing your concerns to me because that is one of the most important things you can do. So I can bring this stuff up to the people who are making mistakes, including myself, and get better. So never feel like you can't bring things up to me or any other command that you trust. Hopefully, everybody.
yep. And along with that, you know, everyone makes mistakes. We all try to aim to improve. There's no such thing as perfection. Just aim for the best you can do. Do it by the book, and more often than not, things will work well. Um, regarding, uh, we've had 2 officers fall in the line of duty. I know it's hard and it's very unfortunate, but you all have to remember that this is a very dangerous line of work. And if you have any fears for your life, or you feel like you're in danger and you need a backup, or you need to talk to somebody, I believe Core might have a department at the um, hospital that you can talk to, or if you need to, take a break for a day or so, take a little rest. You don't have to, 24/7 do all these crims, catch them and stuff like that. Take your shifts. Make sure you don't get burnt out. If you need help, talk to somebody. We, I think everyone in this room, if we talk to each other, would be more than happy to try to help as much as we can to get things done. If you need assistance with paperwork, I could help you with that. If you need assistance with, you know, knowing what charges should be correctly assigned or things like that, speak to us. Speak to me. I'm gonna transfer this over to Conway, see if he has anything that he wants to mention in this meeting. But
Yeah, couple
I'm
things.
very proud of everyone in this room, and I'd like to see some more, and I'd like to continue to see us improve as a department.
Right on. Sorry. Give him some skin.
All right. Hello. Um. So yeah, sticking on the topic I was saying a minute ago, like the persistence thing. There's been some people who have just gone, they've had a couple issues and they've just gone completely MIA. And then after the fact, of course, hit my email up with all the concerns, basically expecting me to cater to them after they've like left the city and made no attempt to voice things. And while I do respect their opinion, it just kind of shows me their character. But like all of you in this room, with the exception of Billy, because I don't really know you too well yet, have gone through a lot of bullshit, including Core. People holding people up at the hospital should not be happening. So, I'm sorry you have to deal with bullshit
Hey
too.
man, I turned those boys around. I don't know what you're talking about. You
Um,
should have seen it, right? You were there. You were there, Sarge.
well, that's not the
I, th-
first
I think
time
we were
something's happened at the
I think we were
hospital.
talking about the original reason why we were there in the first place.
Oh, why were I still don't really understand why we were at the hospital. Oh, that's right. I
Somebody
got
got
you.
kidnapped apparently, and then
Yeah, yeah.
Pecan called it out that they were gonna lock down the hospital. It sounds like, right?
10-4.
10-4.
There you go.
10-4.
As far as like divisions, you know, obviously Parker has started up PR, and I've talked to him about what he wants to do. I wish there was more people that were like just regular officers here, except for Regano and Billy, because that division is going to be doing a lot of cool stuff in the future, like hosting events and stuff. A lot of like different kind of police work that is very important, almost as important as, you know, the field work, because they're going to be out there in the community making sure that people are staying busy doing legal things as opposed to spending their time doing bullshit, making sure that, you know, the other officers that are on duty don't have to work as hard, or they can focus their attention on one specific thing as opposed to being overwhelmed. So if you like to be a part of the change, I'm sure Parker wouldn't be upset if you voice that to him, you know, like, hey, I'm interested in maybe helping out with some paperwork. I've seen what you do, you know, how can I help? Or like, hey, I have some event ideas. I'm sure he wouldn't be upset about that. So, Parker, is there anything you want to say about PR? I have some more stuff about divisions, which we'll talk about.
Not really, to be honest. I just like he said, if anyone's interested in stuff, bring it to me. If you have ideas, definitely bring them to me. We can work together to make the city a better place from our end as much as we can. And my goal and my kind of slogan, I guess, for the division is that we are attempting to establish accountability, transparency, and fun for the civilians of Los Santos.
Yep. And for the people that work here, one of the things we'll be introducing for actually the month of May, which will be our first month in our upcoming newsletter, which will be released sometime this month, probably towards the end of the month, honestly, is the Employee of the Month, which I'm thinking I'm still going to talk to command, but we'll probably do something like a $50,000 bonus for one person, maybe two people. We'll see. And we'll do like a small little interview with them. They might have some other like special permissions and stuff for a limited time. So yeah, be expecting that. If you do exemplary work, you could qualify for that position, Employee of the Month. I'm also thinking about introducing ribbons for people that show like specific, you know, like exemplary attributes in the field, like, you know, marksman, a certain years of service awards, you know, like cool stuff like that. We'll talk about that later. And okay, so that's all stuff that's going to happen with PR and admin stuff. As far as other divisions and certs, obviously we got Air One. There's no like process for it, but that is about to change. All right. So the way we'll do it, it's going to be very simple. I'm going to send out an email. I'm going to clear my throat. Excuse me. All right. So I'm going to send out an email, and all you got to do is like reply back to me in like a private email and just tell me that you got prior experience and that you're interested. And I'll take you up and we'll do like a little test. Hopefully you don't fucking kill us. We'll see. And we'll certify you from there if you have, you know, good call outs when you're up there, and depending on, you know, how well of a pilot you are. I'll help you out if you do need some help and give you some pointers. That way it's a little bit easier, so that way more people can do it. And you only have to be a police officer 1 to qualify, so it's really open to like anybody if they want. But there will be special like parameters. It has to be authorized by command, so Sergeant Plus. And there needs to be at least 2 ground units before we pull out Air One. In most cases, unless certain certain parameters are met. All right. So we'll talk about that more, and there'll be more details about that We're still looking for somebody. Obviously, we lost a few members. This is actually a couple months ago. Like Travis, he was actually going to start up the SWAT division. I don't know who put that up, but that's something I was going to talk about.
That was me. Me, Pecan, and Parker last night formed a sort of temporary SWAT division to deal with these warrants, and there was a guy going around leaving riddles and stuff for
Fucking
us.
weirdo. Zodiac killer. So we're looking for someone that has experience with SWAT that can help start up that division. So I'll send out an email about that too here after the meeting. And Heat still needs some work. The interceptors have been modified a little bit. Our Coquette and Penumbra are actually pretty fast. Like the Penumbra goes like 150, I think. And before it was going like 110 max or something. So that's good. We're getting things worked out though. They still need a little bit of fine tuning. So more to come with that. And I know there's been a lot of bullshit going on, so just keep y'all's head up. That's really all the topics I had. I'm not gonna waste y'all's time. And now I'll give the floor to Core if you want
He's
to
a
say
poet and
anything.
didn't even know it.
Oh, all right.
The floor is
Oh, do I just?
core.
Oh,
You
You
can
can
go,
go up to
yeah, you
the-
can do it in the middle or the podium.
You do the circle.
right.
You can rally up.
howdy, howdy. EMS Chief Core.
Howdy.
Nice to meet you all. If I've not met you before, not much to report. Just kind of matched up what happened at the hospital the previous night. According to Drew, in regards to the kidnapping itself, he kind of ran. The individual in question just snuck in when he had just finished treating the individual in question, who was Seabass Sanchez. But he was able to be recovered. Looks like they had taken him out to, of all places, Zancudo. So he was shipped back by Zancudo, and we were able to get him treated. He is on recovery, but he opted to just go home last night. And then I kind of wanted to do it as more of a brighter note. It was a video I had taken not too long ago, and I wanted to share it with you, but I don't know how I might be able to share this with you.
Post it in your EMS channel and I'll post it here.
Along that
If you
note,
can.
I think it would be helpful
PD.
in the PD area, along with other areas in email, have a voice channel in the emails, one for civs, one for cops, and one for EMS, so that we are able to, do things sometimes. That'd be a great place for him to join in a meeting, and we can all, whether you're in city or out of city, be able to attend.
Wait, is it
via
a video
Zoom.
that you want to show like that?
Not like what you see behind me. It was a video I took on my phone here, but it's not like it's not like allowing me to where I can show it or send it to anyone. It's kind of weird. Oh, well, that's fine. I can just send it to you later, Conway.
Sounds good. I'm not able to make one right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just try to just make it later if that's okay.
Yep, sounds good.
But
Anything else?
it was just a little something I think all of y'all would enjoy. It features your I don't know what his current rank is, but Mike Red, he is featured in that video.
Why don't you like watch it through your eyes and then send us a clip of it? You know what I mean?
Sure.
You don't gotta do that right now, but like at some point.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I was gonna send a video of that to you.
Yeah, but I think having a a voice channel for civs, cops, EMS would be helpful.
Get that.
So, I'd originally, I don't know, Conway. I know you normally have a lot on your plate at any given time. I don't know if you remember. What is your stance? Are you still wanting to have the split between Radio 1 and Radio 3, or do you want LEOs
Oh yeah, that's right.
parking on 3?
We're gonna talk about that today. So, Core introduced. I want to hear what your opinion is on this. He wants us to park on channel 3, like at all times, unless we have a special operation going on. When we'll use a private PD channel.
I have
I'm not gonna tell you my opinion, but I want to hear yours.
I have a counter to that. I think if we made a channel 1 a joint channel, channel 2 a PD channel.
Channel 3 is already a joint channel, so
Okay. Well then we can do 3, or we can swap it to 1, and then we each have a separate channel as well for other issues. And then we have some backup channels if we have to ever get a bigger department, we can switch out, you know?
Don't we already have that?
we do. We have channel 2 and channel 1.
So yes, I think it's fine. In my opinion.
Yeah, it works for me.
Huh.
All right. Well, anybody else got an opinion on it before I speak my piece?
I mean, it definitely would hurry up some confusion. That, and especially when we're not doing anything really that important. There's a lot of times when, we find someone that's hurt, and it would just save that extra 2 seconds.
My
Like
only
the incident we had, like literally just 10 minutes ago, where that guy got hit by a truck. I wouldn't have had to switch channels, and we would have been on the same page that Core was coming.
my only gripe with it is if we're doing a chase, or EMS is doing something with a lot of radio traffic, it's gonna clog it up and make it harder to communicate. But other than that,
Use channel
You can just switch channels. We already do that.
that is true. Actually, if we do that, I think what could be really useful is if we have other than opening our radio, a faster way to quickly swap channels. Like if we're in a 80 already, you can't really drive and swap radio channels at the same time.
All right. I tell you what. I'm gonna bite my tongue here, Core, and I am going to go with everybody, the popular opinion in the room.
No, I disagree. I
there's
want you to at
unless
least
there's
voice
a-
your opinion. You open the floor.
No, no,
You
no,
have
no.
it is due.
There's
It
no
is in
need.
due course.
There's no need. We will rock with that. I will send out an announcement. We'll park on channel 3 unless it becomes a problem. Okay.
It's also the thing is, can't we all? I've not only done limited testing, but can't we change people's channels anyway?
You can do
Nope.
that, yes.
For some reason, it's not working.
Yeah, I know.
I can't
Like it
send
doesn't
people off
work a
duty
lot,
or
but
change
like,
channels. And
Yeah,
I've
it's
already
kinda weird.
talked about this up the ladder. So
because that would get rid of all issues of, like, say you're in the actual active 80,
what up,
and
Parker? I
anyone
just
else
noticed
with
your
you
hand
could
up.
just switch.
Personally, I feel the radio channels would probably be a bad idea. I would rather, and I've kind of talked with the IT guy about this, have the ability for 311s to be seen by PD and EMS, and the ability to respond to 311s.
Same for 911 channels too, if possible.
That too, 911s as well.
My only gripe with making channel 3 our default channel is people that have been here, that haven't been here, come in, they go on channel 1, and they may clock on duty or forget, and then we have an issue where we can't contact them.
I mean, that'd just be an announcement in the emails.
Yeah, we could
We
do
gotta
that.
send out an announcement. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, my
No
personal
need.
thing is I don't like the radio thing. I think 311, 911 for both PD and EMS, and then the ability to respond to those would be
Why
the
don't you
better
like
option.
us all parked on the same channel? I'm curious.
Because it's going to get way too confusing. Comms are going to get insane and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
We keep
I'm
talking
okay
about
with doing
needing to better our
a-
comms.
So I'm okay with doing an
unbeknownst to
order.
Core, I've parked on EMS channel when I was around by myself, and it was just EMS. I don't know if it was a slow time, but I didn't hear a word.
I'll say same. Usually, if I'm by myself and I'm assisting, I'm on EMS channel.
Granted,
I
yes,
was doing that
that
as an
may be how it
experiment a few
is.
times.
So yeah, granted, that might be how it is
I've had
now, but
so many
who's to
issues with
say
having to
in a
switch
week or
back and forth.
two
Right.
that it'll be
That's why
different?
I'm saying unless it becomes a problem. I'm
So
surprised no one said what I'm about to say. I'm just gonna say it.
I
So
also don't like the fact of, no offense to Core and their EMS, but like we don't know what the EMS are going to do with the information they hear on that radio.
I actually second that because there is one
that's
individual
exactly
that's
what
kind
I
of
was
questionary
about to say.
on their team right now.
That's also what I was about to say. No offense,
Let me ask
Corey.
you
We
this.
we had this discussion, but you know what he's been charged with too. And
has he been charged with anything recently?
no, but I'll be honest. Offenders usually turn into repeat offenders.
Okay. And then if he does get a repeat conviction, if any of you ever have to charge an EMS, I want you to alert me
Yeah.
immediately.
Well, of
Like
course we
I need
would,
to.
but at the same time, it would be something we have to clean up. It wouldn't be something that we could, prevent if we did this.
And even if he's not doing anything actively, like not being arrested, he could be relaying this information to people without our knowledge. Like he could be on duty and he has his friends around and he's like, "Hey, PD's surrounding this building. You should probably get the frick out of there." And we wouldn't
Well,
know anything.
anybody, even I love Drew. He's cool, but like even Drew could do it to us. We
Yeah, I'm
can't put
not
it past
specifically
anybody.
picking on one EMS. I'm
That
saying
is
that
Yeah,
that
me
is
neither. That's
we
my
can't
point. I don't
we can't
particularly mean Drew,
guarantee.
but
Yeah, we can't guarantee what all EMS are going to do.
I
so
mean, you can't guarantee what cops are going to do either. This is a two-way street. I get why you're
mhm.
wanting it
We're all
with
on the same
EMS.
channel regardless, though.
Okay. I mean, no, if you are uncomfortable or even if the mood is split, then please just
We're also
proceed as it
sworn in.
is.
Technically, we're not sworn in, but we are sworn in. That's why we're able to arrest people. Like that's why you become a law enforcement officer. I know we haven't technically been sworn in, but that's the only way you're able to arrest people. So you
You
all
know
like,
what? Let's swear
if
everyone in right
anybody
now.
asks, you've been sworn in. Well, there's a lot of people in the PD that have not, so it wouldn't do anything. What, Regano? What's up?
So I'll be honest with you, the radio thing doesn't really bother me either way it goes. But I wanted to point out, Mr. Core, that we did have a behavioral infraction from him literally yesterday.
Behavioral infraction.
Yes, yeah, it is solved now, but yes, it could have gotten a little bit worse. In fact, it was his own friends that were turning him in.
Do you want to share with the group? Because I think Core
He
might want to know.
well,
yeah,
I mean,
that's something that
this was
I
more
need.
beyond your employee for not filling you in, but he did grope an individual inappropriately, and to the point where me and the captain had to respond, like in order to try to fix it,
Wait,
which
what?
we did.
Doesn't he have a chick? Was it his
Well,
girlfriend? Or was it some
yeah,
other
he
girl?
groped her inappropriately,
Oh,
and she filed a report.
what the
And
fuck?
we luckily cooler heads prevailed, and we were avoid pressing charges. But
Sounds like just a
That sounds like a weird relationship.
This
oh, it is. I'm just pointing out that
sounds
there has been a
sketchy to me.
behavioral infraction.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I
That's
guess.
personal though, in my opinion. I mean, he might have been off the goop or a little drunk.
He was also on duty, so he shouldn't have been drunk
Oh,
or
well,
on
he
the
was on
goop.
duty. Okay, well
Yeah,
then, yeah,
he clocked in for 5 seconds to fix his
That
buddies,
changes
which is another issue.
everything.
that does change.
That actually does change everything.
Yep. He was using his abilities to treat medically as he kind of went a little too far with it, is what his girlfriend said.
my god!
Ooh.
How could he?
There you go. I'll be
Okay.
honest, man. That's a huge red flag for me. On duty.
I vote that we put this on the back burner and we just continue radio traffic and stuff as normal for now and revisit this maybe next PD meeting, next joint meeting, definitely keep an eye on that employee Jason Reeve, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so keep an eye on him. Maybe have a talk with him. I don't know if y'all have SOPs or anything, but like maybe give a talk like what is appropriate and not appropriate to do while on duty. Um,
I'm sorry. Are you giving me orders?
no, I'm suggesting this is a joint meeting.
Okay.
That's yeah, that's.
I was just very confused. Yeah, no, this is definitely something because I agree with all of you. That's not something I'm going to tolerate. He was already I was already reluctant to originally hire him to begin with, but after I spoke with a few of you who did look over his case and put everything in order, I decided to go ahead and take the chance. And unfortunately, it is now appearing to bite me in the ass.
Well,
If you
I was just pointing
so
out character issues.
you have any problems getting your equipment from him back, let us know.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Most of it is just more medical. We don't have anything offensive or even self defense.
Oh, I don't, I
Just
didn't
make
know
sure to
that's
get one of those jars of
loadout.
blood back for me.
That
Wait, he has a jar of blood? What?
no,
They
no,
keep
that
them in
was
the
not.
closet.
That was not.
All right, well, that's Core's deal. He'll figure it out. Any other topics? I'll be honest, Court. Until we resolve this with Jason, we can wait on the comms thing. I'm a little concerned.
Like, I get the reason for concern. It just seems.
I feel like he's also he might be on the verge of like not giving a fuck and knowing that he's probably gonna get fired anyways. So he'll
I'll be honest.
use that information against us anyways. if we
He
roll
clocked
with
in
this.
for the Lily ran up. His girlfriend was hurt and whatever. And he literally clocked in for 5 seconds to like watch his buddies beat each other up. It was like repeatedly, I guess, treating their wounds as it happened. I guess I don't know. It was kind of weird. And then all that stuff
Really?
went down with the
Do you have any body
inappropriateness.
cam of that?
I should have some from yesterday, but I was in conversation with Drew, and I was like, kind of just letting him do his thing. I guess I couldn't really do anything to stop it.
See,
Like-
so what it sounds like to me, what's going on here, I'm not sure if it's 100% the case, but like, it's signaling red flags all over the place. I feel like if he's clocking on just to heal his boys and his girl, he's just
That's what
abusing
he's
the
done.
position.
That's what he does.
Yeah, that's the
That's
whole
his whole
point.
purpose.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's a misuse of the medical funds and supplies.
he's also
Hey guys, I'm gonna go join EMS so I can help us out if we get fucking clapped so that the cops don't get us.
that honestly, I'm
I hate
not
to
gonna
say
lie,
it, but like
that's kind of
I've seen it in PD too. I've seen people be like, "Yo, guys, I'm gonna go join PD so I can, send you all my fucking legal money or like
to be
buy a
honest,
bunch. I can buy 7 guns from the PD armory and sell them,
it's
but
kind
tell the
of
chief that I put them in my trunk and then my car got repoed."
it's kind of fucking you know, not saying it's a good thing, but it's kind of a genius move to hide in plain sight like that. So we got to be careful.
No,
Yeah.
Corey, it's your department. I was just stating what happened yesterday. So that's all you.
If you can get body
Understood.
cam of that, that'd be great.
Yeah, body cam would be helpful. Like regardless, I need to reach out and speak with him, and then I also need to speak with her. Like
Like I will
because
say,
if
she
I
dropped
don't,
charges after the he talked to her for a bit.
but she has to file the official complaint.
No,
If
yeah,
she dropped
but
the charges with you, that is unfortunately that does take the ball out of your court. But I can still step it on my turf.
I'm honestly
and
more
talk
worried
to him.
about the Like I don't I don't want people misusing your supplies. Then when someone needs them comes, and they've been used on people who are fighting each other for fun, or you know what I mean. It's not really the way to go about it. Mostly because I get shot a lot and I need those supplies.
I feel like at this point I could just pour Sprunk on you and you'd be okay.
Yeah, but that is true. But for the other officers, I guess.
Yeah, Dr. Sprunk is pretty powerful.
Anything else we gotta talk about tonight?
Can I point out a little fact? I've looked over the roster. I might count maybe wrong, but we have 24 people on that roster.
Does it still say 22?
Well, I'm just pointing out that like, half of these people I've never met,
Okay.
and there's only one LOA, and I saw. I could be misreading it, but like, I get we're small, but like we can't
we have
just have a
4
roster filled with people.
semi-actives.
So Arden, I had 2 people resign today. Arden Long and Virginia Long, actually. Let me remove them.
Yeah, so Virginia Long was on LOA or inactive as it's marked. We have 4 semi-active individuals.
Semi-active
Yeah,
in what
they're
regard?
marked. The ones that aren't around are marked, you know. I noticed. And I've sent all them private emails asking them what their plan is. And a couple of them told me they went on LOA. Their LOA is now expired. It's been like a week or two. So it's like a little bit of a gray area, but I am about to start trimming the fat, I'll be honest. A lot of people are going to get dishonorably discharged because they still aren't coming around. So,
While we're on this topic,
and they don't care.
after tonight, I need you to mark me LOA for next week.
Okay, no problem.
Like I'm not bringing it up to be a jerk. It's just like I know we're tiny and we need
I'm
everybody,
already on
but if
top
they're
of
not
it, though.
around
I
anyway,
understand. I get you. If you were inactive, you would get an email from me.
Also, we need to speak with Mike Red about his FTO program, because I believe the only person that he officially certified and kind of appointed as sort of the head for most of the charts and paperwork and stuff like that was Richards, and he is deceased, and I don't believe he's coming back. He is definitely dead.
I would be more worried if he did come back, a dead body just showing up.
Well, we've been having talks about trying to zombify, some people, bring them back.
Yeah,
but...
so we'll talk to Red when he's in.
Yep.
I don't know where he's at today, but we'll figure it out.
All right. Cool.
Anything else, anybody? I do actually have one thing to add. Regano, somehow, as I've been made known, that his wounds heal themselves, and he has kind of like green blood and stuff that is acidic. EMS earlier also happened to be invisible, apparently. So I'd like at this moment anyone else have some extraordinary abilities that could potentially be useful. Please disclose them now.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's an ability. Just like when I'm invisible, no one can see me, but I can't see anyone else. So,
Well,
not
but it's
exactly a
still
good
some
trade-off.
superhero type shit. So if anyone else has that, please
Drew
let
has
us
the
know.
ability to make some really garbage riddles, by the way.
Was he the Riddler yesterday?
I don't know, but there's one trickster, and I'm leading the investigation. I've got one suspect.
Isn't that what you dragged him up to the top of the eclipse for?
Technically, he dragged me up there.
Well, no, you
Shit.
handcuffed him and dragged him up to the top of a cliff.
That was after he tried to punch me.
I mean,
He's also the only one seen at the crime, but it's in the report. Don't worry about it.
okay.
That is my prime suspect as the trickster.
Another thing. Can y'all hear me?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take a nap after this because I'm scuffed for some reason. But anyway, before I take my quick nap, and then I'll be right back. Anyone arrests Tommy Jackson and Kevin Vasquez, no matter if they plead guilty, they are to get the full fine, as directed by me. I also talked with the captain about this. We gave them a one-time offer yesterday, and I gave them another. I contacted them both today and gave them a chance. We offered them to turn themselves in for a reduced rate, about half of their stuff, and they refused and led us on 1080s and gave us riddles and stuff. So their chances
so I
up.
have a question. Yeah.
Yep. You go ahead.
So what's the total fine?
You'll have to check the warrant.
Okay, I will. I just forgot the number, but it was in there. Okay.
I have it right here. Kevin
How much money?
Vasquez.
How much money did the department pay them
What do you mean?
for
Oh,
the
from the
hostage situation?
75,000.
Yeah.
And
So
how much is the total fine?
the Tommy Jackson has $5,500 fine and 25 months. I'm also going to add this because I'm going to write a second warrant because he was involved in a boost earlier and he gave me his ID. It's going to be an additional charge of joyriding, criminal use of a firearm, and driving while intoxicated. Kevin Vasquez has a $9,250 fine in 50 months.
So that's like less than $20,000, and we gave him 75. Shouldn't, if they turn themselves in and plead guilty, you have to give that money back as well?
We'll add that to what they owe. But at the moment, we offered them a half-off deal to turn themselves in peacefully, no shootouts, nobody gets hurt, because we want to get them. You know, we had them come in. We had Tommy come in like a week ago, and I thought we were on really good terms, really no violence and things like that. And to the most part, he's kept his end of the deal. But last night and today, he's been giving us a little bit of trouble. So, you know, I went to him diplomatically. I said, "Listen, I'll give you half. You just end it right now." And he did not. So he has to get the full fine.
Plus 75,000?
Bet.
Plus 75.
Everyone knows. All right.
I'm going to take a
Everyone's on the
nap real
same
quick.
page about that. Before you do, wait.
Yo.
I gotta catch a flight. I'll be back around tonight. Bars.
Okay.
One more big announcement, guys. Who are the two people that are closest to me right now?
Regano Townley.
Gano and Townley. Can anybody tell me what they have in common? What they've noticed over the past few days or weeks? Other than them two. Unless they recognize what I'm talking about here. And Billy, shut up. You weren't around. So Parker or Core, what have you noticed about these two that they have in common? Nothing?
Oh wait, do they? Was it when you're looking at them, or?
No, it's an attribute they both have.
Talk too much?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, here's the deal. They've been fucking super active, right? When there's nobody around, these guys are around, okay? And we appreciate that, and we reward good service to our community. You guys deserve to have more opportunities, deserve to get paid more, and everything that comes along with that. So, congratulations to both of you. You're both receiving promotions today. Townley,
Whoop, whoop.
you know what you're going up to. You'll be a lieutenant. Regano will be moving up twice to police officer 3.
That's my boy.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
Congrats.
Okay, I'm dumbfounded. To be honest with you, that's
Dr.
I was not
Sprunk
expecting
moving up.
Been doing great, man. Even though you need to fix that habit you got a little bit.
There's a plan in the works that course might be able to cure me. But besides the point, no, when it comes to me, I just do my job. That's what I'm here for. So
Not throwing you on a power line.
I'm going to take my nap. I'll be right back, boys.
Before you go, wait. Your new badge number is Ryan 130 and Jake 108.
Cool. Dun, 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 dun. I'll be back, chat. I'm going to go get a drink, and then I'll be back while this is loading me into the city.